How's it going, guys? Oddly Unorthodox, back for another Total War video, and in this video I'm going to show you how I play Nurgle even against factions that still can bring a lot of units that counter me. So if you're wondering how I get countered here, we have obviously Tzeentch, which has a lot of flame units available. Luckily they didn't really bring any exalted flame chariots or any flamers, so that's a bonus. And then you've also got High Elves, which you've got Sisters of Avalorn, Sun Dragons, all sorts of goodies that are very good at applying flame damage. And I'm pretty sure he went super flame damage. Yeah, he's got a Fire Mage there on a Sun Dragon, and then he's got quadruple Sisters of Avalorn. So you've got to play it a little bit careful. Now for my build, something nice and easy. We've got double Chaos Warriors of Nurgle with great weapons, 2 Chosen of Nurgle, and then normal 2 Chaos Warriors of Nurgle, double Soul Grinder, and old Festus. I really do like Festus in these games because the amount of healing he brings just passively up with his sort of ticking ability. He's not obviously as good as a combatant as Kugath. People are normally quite surprised when I tell them, but Kugath is actually quite a nasty combatant. Someone you don't really want to fight toe-to-toe against unless you've got another good combatant. He will surprise a lot of people by how much damage he can deal. So we're going to fast forward up here because this is just a little bit of moving around. So straight away he sends his Major Fire over, which is a good thing to do. But I knew it was coming. So we're not even going to bother shooting our Soul Grinders Major Fire because it's just a waste of our money, our ammunition. And what we're going to do is try and duck and weave back and forth so we can't get great flaming heads on us. You know, he's casting as much ability as possible, and as you can see I'm moving enough that I don't even lose a squad there, and I can send Festus over, heal them back up, and that's a spell down already. That's a bit of winds of magic used that we don't have to deal with later now. Imric's going to come over to use his breath attack as well. That's obvious. But in the end of the day, as long as we're sort of moving back and forth, we're going to make sure that we try and absorb as much punishment as possible, because that is why you play Nurgle. So these Chosen get a bit more of a rough breath attack off Imric, but obviously they've only got 3 breath attacks each. I walk over and I'm going to tick them back up to full HP before they even start fighting. The good thing about this build as well is Valkyr, who's a very good combatant, can come over to Festus and get healed. So it's also sometimes not just thinking about, healing your own units. You can see we're just touching these sort of marauders here. It's also about, you can see another burning head there hits the Chosen. We try and get these Chaos Warriors out, but I think it singes 1 or 2 of them. But you can see the Chosen come back again to get more healing elixirs, and we'll just start healing them again. You can see Valkyr's now here getting healed. She's obviously being spammed by the fire, but she's just getting healed back up nicely. Is he taking damage from? Oh, I'm guessing he's overcasting, I can assume. But we are just tickling the marauders here. You can see we're chunking them down with a couple of Soul Grinder shots. I've told you guys before, Soul Grinders are great ranged combatants, but they're also disgustingly good in melee. They're not slacking with 450 weapon strength, 42 melee attack that's magic with poison. They will wreck face. You can see that now we're moving up to the Chaos Warriors. And we're going to start pushing up in a second because I'm bored of just peppering them with Soul Grinders, and we just got a nice slow Nurgle advance. That's the Nurgle way, and that's the way we shall do it. If my voice sounds a bit extra nasally, it's because I am yet again unwell. This is what I get for living by the seaside, apparently. But we're absolutely peppering the Chaos Warriors now. The units that we really do want to hit. The only downside to this build is I actually don't have anything to deal with these guys. Some Marauder Horsemen would probably be great in this build. But I just like walking forward with numerous tough units. And you can see here those Chosen are back to full HP. And they got hit by, a couple of flame spells and a couple of Dragon Breath attacks. So we'll absorb that quite nicely. The plan here is we are going to try and outmaneuver them. They've obviously sent all these Marauder Spearmen that way. I'm just going to run through them this way. You can see that everything's healed back up nicely, and it's like I never took a flame attack in the first place. That's another magic spell for Valkyria. Now we do pop a Fleshy Abundance on Valkyria in a minute, because she does seem to attract a lot of attention from the Screamers and the Doom Knights. And that's a fight that really I want her to win, ideally. And this right here, this is the most bait thing you can expect as a Nurgle player. He is most definitely going to wait until I put all of my units into this fight and then get a beautiful burning head down the pipeline. Just don't let him get away with it. You can see we pop a Fleshy Abundance. I think it might be gone now. No, it's still there. Yeah, there's the burning head. If I was him, I'd have waited, but we're keeping an eye on our Chosen, as you can see. Those Chosen do get buttered by it a little bit, but it doesn't really do anything. And we can then bust the lines. These are just Marauders, cheap infantry. There's no way they do anything. And we see 2 squads of Sisters of Avalon here. And I've decided that really, I don't want to leave those untouched. If any of you guys noticing, it would have been a great time for me to soul grinder them instead of the Chaos Warriors now. Bit of a weird spell cast there. I'm not really sure what he was going for, but that would have been way better used on infantry. You can see my Chosen are getting battered here. They're taking fire from a lot of squads. But we do manage to get them healing. You know, they'll take the damage, but they'll still heal through it. And luckily he is not paying attention. And I managed to obliterate 2 Sisters of Avalon squads. But you can see here that Valkyrie's beating that fight. Happy for Valkyrie to win this fight. Now this is what I want. I want Imric to be sat in here, stuck with my Chosen Nurgle that have now got 180 armour. That's actually insane. They're shielded, so you know they're not taking massive missile damage, and they're just so hard to deal with now. They've been buffed to the extreme. You know, I even upgraded it. It's gone now, I believe, or if we still got it. No, it's gone now. But they're still healing. It's going to take a while to break them. You know, they're not the easiest thing to break. And he's now having to move his Sisters of Avalon, realising that the threat's getting a bit through. We're going to dash some Chaos Warriors through the lines to break some of these Lothran Seaguard off. Now, what you don't want to do, and I can't express this enough to you guys, is don't let Imric touch Festus. Festus is one of the most pathetic fighters in the game, because that's not what you bring him for. So what you want to do is always, we're now going to bring some Chaos Warriors of Nurgle up to whack Imric. You know, the armour piercing is going to be great. We do get another flaming head come down. We try and get out of it as much as possible. And I think we do avoid the vast majority of it. Ignore this squad of Chaos Warriors. They were chasing the Marauders for some reason. The Soul Grinders are beating up some Screamers. Don't need to worry about that. And you can even see the units that I don't have. A nice Slout Nera skill there. It does drop an ability on Festus, but it just sort of grazes him, so I'm not really sure what the idea was there. And you can see here, this is what Nurgle play best as. You know, this is a squad of Chaos Warriors of Nurgle. They've got no backup, they're not in healing elixir range. They've got some Forsaken there, but there's 3 squads they're just holding up there. This squad's holding up Lothran Seaguard, this squad's breaking through that Lothran Seaguard. And you can see that now, Valkyria has been killed, I believe. Yep, she's about to die. She's taking a bunch of ranged attacks to the face, not having a great time. And he's going to send Imric to deal with that. I do drop a Pestilent Potion on him, which obviously is something you get free casts at, and it just is a massive debuff. That on top of poison is disgusting. And you can see Imric just got absolutely freaking slaughtered by it. He's not poisoned anymore, but he's still down to 436 weapon strength. He was poisoned as well. Absolute nightmare. Another burning head going down. Here, there and everywhere. He's obviously trying to injure Festus now, but Festus is just healing it back up, not caring. Festus is where he wants to be. You know, we have a look at... Where's my healing potions? Healing potion... Healing elixirs, you can see it's... I don't think it's hitting this squad, but these Chaos Warriors and Nurgle, they're fine. And you can also see that these Chaos Warriors of Nurgle are fine. The Chosen are actually healing back up to good HP. You can look how much HP they're gaining, it's unreal. These Chosen Nurgle, more than happy to take this fight here. Chaos Warriors still fighting 3 squads and going strong. My full HP squad of Chaos Warriors of Nurgle are still there sitting happy. We are poisoning our own Minotaurs there, but it's fine, don't worry about it. Another Burning Head's hit those Chaos Warriors. But honestly, at this point, it's GG. You know, he has managed to get on top of Festus here, which fair play to him was the right idea there, but you can see that he's down to 495, and now Festus being ganked by the 2 of these. Dangerous position, something you don't want him to be in. So you might be asking, right, how do I save Festus here? You find some Chaos Warriors, run them through Festus, and run Festus back through the Warriors to block. And that's all you want to do, is keep making sure Festus is running through squads of Nurgle. You can look at these Chosen and back up to, you know, 9,000 HP. And there's too many units here. You can see the major fires just being absolutely worked. And at this point, you know, they're broken. They're not coming back. It's a good win. The good thing about Nurgle is, well, you know it's been a good game when all your squads have got so much HP still. You know, the Soul Grinders at 1,000 damage each have got 3/4 HP each and have had no healing yet. Chosen of Nurgle, only 500 value on that squad, but they'd barely lost any HP or even been healed yet. They just chopped through 140 units worth of chaff like. 74 kills on this squad, a bit higher tier units they were hitting, 1,200 value, still plenty to give. 620, still plenty to give. 430, still loads of HP. You can see that these squads, yes, they've not got silly amounts of value, but they've got so much healing still left. And with Nurgle, it's not about your units getting, you know, 3,000 value in the opening like you might expect with Way Watchers. It is purely about this grind and attrition playstyle. I do enjoy a good Nurgle game, so there is a few of them floating around on my channel if you want to see some more builds that I like to play as Nurgle. I slowly am believing they are probably one of my strongest factions to play. But this has been an absolute joy to record. I hope you've liked it, enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you leave a like, a comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one, guys.